I do not have a unibrow, thank God. Other fun fact and side note, I've never talked about this, 27.1%. What? I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that. I don't know. What am I? Who am I? That's why we're doing this video today, because today I'm taking a DNA test and I'm about to find out what is this girl composed of. And I'm so excited. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeanine Amapola if you are new here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hello. I know, I've been gone for a month. I know. It's because I've been in Texas for the last month and I'm going to be back in LA in another week, but I have just been trying to really enjoy my time here with my family, and it has been such a blessing. However, things are crazy in the world. Things are crazy. Lately, we've been discussing a lot about race, and as we know, the death and the murder of George Floyd really severely impacted our country. This was something that really started a bunch of conversation. It was a tragic murder, and I hope and I believe justice will be served, and I'm praying it will be. There's just been a lot of conversation regarding race and ethnicity and trying to really delve into these topics. And I thought this would be a really great time to kind of get into my race and my ethnicity, because I am a woman of color. I am someone that is mixed. I am somebody that has immigrant parents, but I grew up in America. So I thought now would be the best time to show you guys what I'm composed of and to just kind of talk a little bit about, race and ethnicity. And it's been such a prevalent conversation, and it's been really hard, but it's also been so good of delving into these conversations and talking about these things and talking about, how diversity really is beautiful, how every skin color is beautiful, how every culture and ethnicity and race and nationality, there's so many different things in this, but all of those are beautiful and unique to you. I think this is an evolving topic. It's something that we're going to keep learning and keep growing to learn, and it's going to be an open conversation, and it's going to be interesting to see as we keep getting more into this conversation about race and culture and ethnicity, like what we will discover. And I really hope that we do see each other as just the human race, that there aren't races that are better or below each other. Like, I hope we don't look down upon someone. I really hope that we don't look at people differently and say, well, this person's better because of their skin color, this person's worse because of their skin color. I really hope we don't do that. I pray that we see each other as equals, as partners, as co-heirs of the kingdom, as united, as one body of Christ. And I really hope that that's the way we see each other, and we empower each other and not look down upon each other for their race, because there really is one race, the human race. And I hope that we love each other regardless of the way someone looks. And the reason why I wanted to finally do this is because I've just been so curious about, like, what am I made out of? And I wanted to share with you guys just a little bit more about, my background and what it's kind of like growing up as a mixed girl, and how hard it kind of was, especially growing up in America, just of how you don't really know where you fit in and really what you are and who you are. And especially growing up in the South, it's just a whole nother extra layer on top of that. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a DNA test with 23andMe. Now, this is not sponsored. I just wanted to do this, and I wanted to reveal to you guys a little bit about my background, who I am, and I wanted to see who out there can relate with me, who is a mixed baby, who has, two different parents from completely two different cultures. So if you've been a longtime viewer of mine, you know that I've told you guys I'm half Guatemalan and I'm half German. My mom is from Guatemala and my dad is from Germany. They met in Guatemala. They fell in love at first sight, got married. 6 months later, moved to Texas, had 7 kids, and I am the result of that. I'm the youngest of 7 kids. And I've just always been so hesitant to talk about this, because I really do believe that this topic is sometimes hard, because I never really felt like I, really fully got the Guatemalan culture, but I also didn't fully get the German culture, and I didn't look like a German, but I also didn't speak Spanish, and I never really felt like I really belonged anywhere, because I was like, even though I'm half Guatemalan, I'm half German, and I'm born in America, it was all these kind of confusing dynamics of, like, what do I really identify as? Like, what really is my culture? What really is my ethnicity? I'm really, really curious to know what I really am, because from what my parents have told me, my dad is from Germany. He grew up there. He moved to America in his mid-20s, and my mom moved to America in her early 20s. My grandma from my dad's side is from the Netherlands, and my grandpa from my dad's side is from Germany. Now my mom, she is native Guatemalan. Her parents were born in Guatemala. However, she has told me that we trace back cultures to Italy and Spain, and I think Mexico. I'm not really sure. I think we're about to find that out. That's what's so cool about this test, is we're about to find this out. The thing with 23andMe is it's still a fairly new website, so they change this information actually quite a bit. The reason why I was inspired to do this is because I was talking to someone who had taken one of these tests, and they told me that they're like, my DNA results have changed. Like first it said this and now it said that. So here's the thing too, is this is not 100% foolproof. There is not like 100% accuracy to these tests. But I'm just really curious to know, what's my makeup? What's my DNA? Who is she? Who is she? I'm just so curious. And then I want to share a little bit more about you, about what it kind of was like growing up with a mixed race, growing up in America, growing up in Texas as a mixed race person, because I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the easiest. It really, really wasn't. Having a Guatemalan mother or having a German father, you know, I had people call me some really derogatory, hurtful names, and really affected me growing up. Like it really, really did. And I believe that what people said about me, you know, people would call me my family Nazis, or they would call us Hispanic rats, and like it was really, really hurtful. And I think the reason why this video is so important to do and to have is that we should not be calling people these names. Now I know that we're all learning, we're all growing, we're all trying to have these conversations more, we're all trying to be like, okay, what is hurtful? What is a racist slur? What is a derogatory slur? Like all these types of things, I think we're all finally learning like, okay, here's what we should do and not do. And I think there's a lot of error that we've all had that we're trying to learn from and own up to and take accountability for. So I'm really glad that we're having these conversations, and that's why I wanted to do this video today. Let's get on to 23andMe and let's find out all this information. Now there might be some certain things blurred out just for my own personal privacy, but I'm gonna screen record and we're gonna go ahead and start looking at my DNA results. All right, I'm about to screen record. Basically with 23andMe, you like spit in a tube. I think you take like an ear swab and you send it in, and then they upload all your reports onto the website. It's really cool because they'll continually update this and stuff. I remember watching Shane Dawson, and Shane Dawson was like Google owns this and they like sell your information, your DNA, and I was like, what the freak? So I don't really know. That's kind of sketchy to me, but I'm hoping that's not the case. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so here we are. This is the homepage, which it's really cool because you can see whether you're based off your DNA, you're more likely to have like cheek dimples, unibrow, sweet versus salty, sleep movement, match musical pitch, sneeze reflection, that's so crazy, lactose intolerant, if you have height, hair thickness. This is so crazy. I'll get into those afterwards, but I want to go ahead and just get into, so it's saying that I am 64.2% European. So I have predominantly French and German, which makes sense. Southern European, Spanish and Portuguese, which also makes sense. Let's see, East Asian and Native American, 27.1%. What? That's wild, 24.4% Native American. So I think you can expand this and see your DNA suggests that 24.4% of your ancestry is Native American. Wow, okay, that makes sense. But that definitely, obviously, completely comes from my Guatemalan side. Wow, this is so cool. It literally shows you, like, all your DNA and, like, what you got from your parents. Okay, Sub-Saharan African, 1.4, no way. So 6.4%, there's no data available since I don't think they have all the data quite yet. 0.1% African. So it's so funny, my mom is like brown, dark hair, brown eyes, tan skin. My dad was like bleach blonde hair as a little boy, bright blue eyes. He's white, except his hair turned brown as he got older. And so it's just like, you never know what's gonna pop out. Like, I have no idea what's gonna pop out when I have kids, which I'm so excited about, because it's just like, it's just cool to see like what can come out, you know what I mean? Okay, so it's saying here, recent ancestries in America. So your DNA suggests that you've had Mexican and Central American Ancestors. Okay, so yeah, Guatemala, high likely match, which yes, my mom is literally from there. My grandma, grandpa, all of that. Now what I will say is feature-wise, like nose, tongue, the way my face is shaped does not look like my mom. But with my mom, obviously I've gotten her brown hair, her brown eyes, her tan skin. With my dad, I got like more of his nose, his ears, his tongue, which sounds weird. My dad has a geographical tongue, which, other fun fact and side note, I've never talked about this, but I have a geographical tongue, which I will show you. You're probably like, what the freak is that, Jeanine? But this is what a geographical tongue is. Yeah. I got that from my dad. So, okay, so yeah, right here it is. It says that there's a high likely that I have Guatemalan ancestors from Guatemala City, which makes sense. That is where my mom is from. I've never been there, unfortunately. I have wanted to go. The reason why I haven't been, and I've talked about this in vlogs before, but I guess people would like to get mad at me about this for some reason. But there's a lot of family dynamics that are really complicated in Guatemala. My mom has always told me she thinks it's too dangerous. I keep trying to coordinate going with my sister around a certain time period when it's not rainy season and when they're not in COVID. So I've been wanting to go for a very, very long time. People keep thinking that I don't want to go for some odd reason, and I've had people be like, you're not proud to be Guatemalan, but I really genuinely am proud to be both of my cultures. Editing Jeanine, wanted to just insert this really quickly. Something that someone has mentioned to me, or something that people have mentioned to me quite a bit, is like, why do you never show your mom, and why do you never talk about your mom, and why do you know what I mean? Which makes people think that I'm not proud of my mom. And the reason why that is my mom is an extremely private person. She hates being on camera. She hates me posting anything about her. She always, like, if I post something about her, she yells at me and she gets so mad. My dad doesn't really care. So that's kind of why I post more of my dad than my mom, because my mom, like, when she gets on camera, she gets so shy. And she's literally told me, like, do not post anything about me. I don't want anything on the internet. Like, she literally has said that to me so many times. So if anyone is ever wondering, that is why, and hopefully that clarifies that for you just a little bit. Now, I don't really represent both of them very well, which is why I think it was always complicated growing up, was because I didn't feel like I didn't look enough German to be German, and I didn't speak Spanish, and I didn't, necessarily dress that certain way or eat the way they did, or even with Germany, like, I didn't feel like I was enough of both cultures to be like, I'm this or I'm that. And so that's why I just think it's confusing, and I don't feel like we should put people in certain boxes of like, well, your mom's this, so you should be this, or your dad's this, so you should be this, especially when you grow up with completely different cultures. And I just don't think it's fair for us to put people into boxes of saying you should talk like this, or look like this, or dress like this, or eat like this, or sound like this. I just don't think that's fair. And I think that's something I've always struggled with growing up, was like, what box do I fit into? And now I'm realizing I'm like, I don't have to fit into a certain box. I don't have to. I'm proud to be those cultures. I can have attributes of both of them, but I don't necessarily have to be 100% that or 100% that, because I'm not. I'm 50-50, you know what I mean? Also, something that was kind of disheartening growing up is the fact that my parents didn't teach us their languages. I'm salty about this because I could have known both my parents' languages. I could have been fluent in Spanish and German, but I did learn both of them moderately growing up. I actually learned more Spanish than I did German growing up, especially since, in America we do commonly more speak Spanish. So I learned Spanish in high school speaking with my mom. My mom and dad speak that together. And then in college I took 3 semesters of German, so I learned that pretty well, and that one's still a little bit more fresh in my mind. I don't use them both very often as much as I would like to. I'm so mad that I don't. Like, I would love to be fluent in both of them. So I have done strides to learn them. Like, I watch movies in both the languages, or I'll put subtitles on, or I play with the Duolingo app and try to learn that. But that's definitely something that's a little bit unfortunate, is that I don't speak both my parents' languages, and I really wish I did. Hola, mi llamo es Jeanine. Yo soy de Texas. Soy 26 años. Und auf Deutsch: Hallo, ich bin Jeanine. Mein Name ist Jeanine. Ich komme aus Dallas, Texas. Und ich bin 26 Jahre alt. All my Spanish and German viewers are like, what are you doing? Stop talking. And I'm always open to learn. I really am. But like, I know I'm rusty. Actually, not even rusty. I'm just not good. And I think if we can just embrace that and allow ourselves to say, we don't have to look a certain way or act a certain way or speak a different way. I have to act German, I don't have to act Guatemalan, you know what I mean? And I think that's just where I've struggled my whole life of just being like, I don't really know what I am. And I also think making the statements of like, oh, well, if you're from here, then why don't you look like this? Or if you're from here, why don't you talk like this? You look pretty white for being a mixed girl, or you look pretty dark for being a German. Like, kind of comments like that can sometimes be hurtful and affect people. So I would say, let's just be more careful of the assumptions we make and how we make people feel by what we're saying. And my parents always were just like, you know, you are what you are unique. This is your own DNA. And I think that's the message I want to pass on to you guys as well, is just like, you are unique. Your DNA is not like anybody else's. So whatever you look like, whatever your skin color is, whatever language it is, whatever heritage or ethnicity or culture you embrace or are part of, like, own it, represent it proud, and be proud of that, and don't be ashamed of that, because I know there has been a lot of racism, and there has been a lot of racial slurs, and there has been a lot of people picking on people for what they look like or how they dress or what they eat or how they sound or what they do. And I just don't think that's something we should do. Like, embrace your culture, embrace who you are. And I think that's something I've come to grow up doing, is because, again, like I said, growing up, I was so confused and kind of like, what am I? Like, people made fun of my family all the time. They called us just mutts. Oh, you guys are just mutts, or you're just, you know, rats, or you're Nazis, or you're, and it was just really hurtful. And so I just want to encourage you guys of just trying not to do that to people, and not looking down upon anybody for their skin color or the way they look or the way they sound or what their culture is or where they came from. And that's how I want you guys to feel as well on my channel. Like, I have so many different ethnicities and races and skin colors and just everything here in my channel. And I think that's so beautiful, especially part of my bi tribe. I think that's so, so, so beautiful that I have so many different girls from all different backgrounds on that platform, on that Facebook page, in my Zoom calls. And that's why I love that. I love to be hopefully a representation of somebody that embraces that and loves that. And so I want you guys to feel welcome here. And I think that's so cool. So te amo mucho und ich liebe dich to you all. I was definitely nervous to make this video because I felt like race is such a hard topic. Ethnicity and culture and nationality, all of that is such a hard topic, because for some reason people feel very entitled to speak into your life and to say these things and to be like, well, if you're German, why don't you sound like this? If you're Guatemalan, why don't you speak this? If you're da-da-da. And I'm trying to still love my cultures. I want to discover more about my cultures. I would love nothing more than to live in Guatemala and know that language fully. And I would love nothing more than to live in Germany and know that language fully and know both those sides. I absolutely would. Now, I want to go really quickly, and I want to show the other things that they show from your traits based upon your DNA. So now let's get into that. Okay, so it says that, Jeanine, the combination of your genetics and the other factors make you unlikely to have dimples, which is not true, because I actually do have dimples. They actually have faded away, but I grew up having dimples, and people always would be like, you have the cutest dimples, and I used to be embarrassed of them, but now I love my little dimples. 67% chance I have detached earlobes, which I do. What? Earwax type? What the freak? 93% chance you have wet, sticky earwax. Ugh, that is disgusting, but doesn't everybody have that? Like, what? Eye color, Jeanine, your genetics predict that I have 31% chance of dark brown eyes, which I do. 2% chance of blue eyes. Yeah, my dad has blue eyes, but I don't have that. Freckles, I have 65% chance. 65% chance you have few, if any, freckles. I only have a little bit of freckles on my nose. Jeanine, your genetics predict you have 57% chance of dark brown hair, which is true, which obviously I've dyed it, so it's different. But yes, I do have dark hair naturally. Hair texture, 39%, slightly wavy hair, which is very, very true. Actually, my hair texture has changed. This is it, just air dried or blow dried, but it normally, growing up, it was very curly, very wavy. Stretch marks. Oh, what? 81% you have stretch marks. Yes, I do. All on the booty, sister. Skin pigmentation, 35% chance of being light beige skin. So I don't really know. What would you consider this? I don't know. Because I'm not like super, super dark, but I'm also not super, super light. I guess light beige or light brown. 30% chance of light brown skin. Okay. Unibrow, 67% chance you do not have a unibrow. I do not have a unibrow, thank God. Toe length, what? 56% chance you have a longer big toe. Do I? Yes, I do. What? Slightly higher odds of disliking cilantro. True, I do not freaking like cilantro. More likely to prefer chocolate over vanilla ice cream. That is wrong. Sweet versus salty, likely prefer salty. That is also wrong. Ability to match musical pitch, less likely to be able to match. That's wrong because my dad is very musically gifted, so I am able to match pitches. Misophonia, average odds of hating chewing sounds. No, I hate the sound of chewing. People, like, it literally disturbs me. It hurts me. I want to rip out my hair. It's bad. Mosquito bite frequency, less likely, bit more often than others. Oh, if that ain't the truth, then I don't know what is. Mosquitoes love me, and it is so annoying. Wake up time, likely to wake up around 8:30 a.m. That is interesting. Based off your DNA, what? Okay. So that is my DNA test. And I want to know down below, what are you? Where do you come from? What is your makeup? Are you German? Are you Guatemalan? Have you guys taken one of these tests before? And what did you learn? So that is everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it fascinating. I've got to learn a lot about my German side since I've been there, but next on the journey is learning the Guatemalan side. So I can't wait for that. I hope that gets to happen this year. If not this year, next year, whenever COVID's behind all of us, hopefully that's what I get to do. If you guys want to follow me on more of my platforms, check out my Instagram and my vlog channel. My Instagram is Jeanine Amapola, and my vlog channel is Jeanine TV, where I document my life a lot on there. So check that out down below. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon for another video next week. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye, guys.